Woo-wee.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Fantasy Football Game Show presented by Front Yard Fantasy. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always by my co-hosts, John, Luke, and Josh. But even more important than those two guys, we got our good friend of the show. I missed him last time he was on, Jordan Vanek. You know him from Twitter. He's a writer for Gridiron Rating and a DFS analyst for Rum Boys, and Chalk Block. And we got to give props, a writer for our horse trivia questions. If you've enjoyed Fantasy Horse in the past 2 weeks, you've experienced some of Jordan's questions on Fantasy Horse 2 weeks in a row now.
If you've enjoyed Josh's and my awkward, all of our thinking sounds, then you have Jordan to thank.
I feel like I have more sounds when I'm thinking.
Yeah, we definitely have to measure that. Like, thinking sounds have definitely gone up.
Thinking sounds have gone up.
I'm trying not to make the questions too hard, but then when someone reads them,
you guys are just so stupid.
Jordan consistently underestimates our stupidity or overestimates our smartness. You know what? I'm gonna frame it in the positive way instead of the negative way. He just thinks so highly of us.
I just cannot take you seriously. Jay hit it perfectly. Simon in a quarterback. Are you at a standing desk right now? Are you in a phone booth?
I'm here, I'll give you the little tour. I'm at a standing desk.
Is the standing desk like one of those ones that doesn't get quite high enough? It just kind of goes to your upper thigh?
Yep, it's a little bit higher than my upper thigh, but it is not quite high enough. Like if I was typing, I would have to be like that. It's just a little bit awkward.
Of course.
Is this better if I stand all the way back here?
Definitely not.
No.
Most certainly not.
What's up, Jay Ball? He said the best part about Mondays. Also, shout out to Simon for getting the time right this time. Yeah, I nailed it. First try.
Good job, Simon.
Good job. Do you feel really tall right now?
Yeah, do I look taller than everyone here?
Yeah, you're looking down.
You know how I feel like? I feel like Chase Payne. I feel like he's always standing when he streams.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
So you see him. It's always like a power pose, and so I'm feeling a bit like Chase Payne from Champions Round right now. Sully said, mock, let's go. Or were you saying you want to mock us, and you're just saying mock.
Mock. You guys are stupid. Mock.
Jay says, Haddly Doodly, front yard fam, gross.
Oh,
and Brady
like
says, happy Monday. What's up, Brady? And it's can't wait to snipe JL, LMAO. Good afternoon.
Tons of pitches.
God.
That was so funny last week, Z2 just sniping the quarterback.
Me.
So much satisfaction out of it.
It wasn't just the quarterbacks. I actually went back and looked at that draft again. He sniped me before that too. Like I forget who it was. It wasn't even a quarterback, but he kept sniping me.
You know, at every pick, he's just sitting there like, all right, which one is Josh going to take? Or which one is Joe? Yeah.
Who's Josh like? Yeah, that guy. Okay, yeah. Who's he need?
Jordan Anthony's hyped to see you in here. He said, Jordan on stream, what the what? And
not the first time.
We're just going to put this back up here.
Not the last time.
It is not a porta potty, but I did poop in here. So you win some, you lose some.
That's how you claim a conference room.
You know what? Don't put artificial turf on the ground if I'm not supposed to poop on it.
Can you really call that a conference room?
Conference closet?
Did I ever call it a conference room?
JL did. JL did.
Why is there AstroTurf in there? What is AstroTurf? Is that like
space
turf?
Space. Yeah, it's from the moon, I'm pretty sure.
They couldn't get you a chair?
No, they just have an awkwardly tall standing desk. A squatting desk.
And he says, does anybody want to take my spot? Someone pop on my plate? Anyone?
Someone poop on my plate. I don't think we can. You can just auto draft. I don't think we can remove you.
Yeah, we
sleeper,
can.
Unfortunately.
I might be able to.
I think
I'm not sure if that's what he meant though.
Oh, if you hit leave draft, maybe
it sounds like something popped up on his plate. It's on his plate.
Oh,
now.
Gotcha. Yeah, NBA. Yeah. If you want to
go ahead and leave,
you can.
Yeah, we'll try and fill it. In the next couple minutes. If not, we'll just go.
Let's see. Or I should. No, I don't know if I can. No, I could take you out. I think.
I'm assuming that's what he means. I'm pretty sure he wants to. Yeah. Well, that's all good.
Actually, it's not.
Someone to poop on his plate. I don't know.
It's not letting me take him out, so we'll have to see if.
You have to do the draft.
We can't push you out, NBA. So if you can, just click leave draft. It's in the settings, I think.
Yeah.
Worst comes to worst, you auto draft.
It's fine. Yeah.
We'll
have a shitty or we team. Can throw the link in there as well.
We'll pretend like you actually made all the picks and then roast you for it.
Where are you, NBA Rig? You always say your team's so good. It's not very good this
Jones
time.
at the 1-8.
Oh,
nice.
Did not leave the draft, and the green dot is gone. So NBA might just be in there with us, but we should probably get
I'll figure
started.
it out.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, it auto drafts, but I think we should go ahead and get started with this draft. Guys, Jordan had a request today for the type of draft we were doing. We are doing a 1QB PPR redraft mock draft today, getting into redraft shape.
Training wheels.
Redraft.
This is important, dude. Dynasty has been taking over this whole entire industry. All these rookie drafts, I
wonder why.
We know the top, the top 6 is the same for players wise in terms of quarterback or running backs and receivers. Where you have the big 3 at running back, you have the big 3 receiver. Most people aren't taking Bateman over Devontae Smith or Jalen Waddle anymore. Oh wow, he did lead the draft, by the way.
LQ.
Who wants a spot?
LQ, hop in this. I'm gonna send you a link, LQ.
Oops, I just put it in the chat. Oh no.
Well, click that link, LQ.
But
Sully,
we'll get someone good in here.
Sully in here.
We'll see someone, guys. We have 1 spot left, vacated by NBA, and then we will get the draft started. Jordan, you're 100% right. We've been dynasty obsessed, but I think people in the industry forget that the majority of people are still just playing redraft. That's what the vast majority of fantasy players play is redraft. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Take a little bit of that focus off, and instead of just looking at rookies compared to rookies, we'll get some rookies drafted today. I'm sure. I'm curious where some of these guys are going to go in a redraft setting.
It got filled. Sully's in there.
Sully's in there.
Heck yeah, we got Sully in there.
Sully.
Oh, no, Z2's right next to me again. This is boring.
Sully said redraft is the Rodney Dangerfield of fantasy football. And NBA figured it out, said, you guys rock, FYF family.
Rodney Dangerfield's like a badass.
Sully said, let's go. Fine, Sully. You don't have to be so pushy, but we'll get going.
Let's go.
Let's do it. And Jordan,
I'm excited for this one.
Jordan, you have the first pick. You are picking 101. And
this is
surprise. Have any big surprises for us?
No, this one's really easy. I was doing my start into redraft rankings, and I found McCaffrey. If you get rid of his rookie year, which he was splitting touches and stuff, this dude has 80% of his games over 20 points.
That's bananas bonkers.
60% over 25. That's just disgusting.
Yeah, that's gross. Jay,
you have the average there?
Barkley at number 2.
27.
Sabarkley.
Points average.
Sabarkley.
Yeah, a game.
Sabaro.
It's Sabarkley. Guys, who is your running back 2 in redraft next year? Is it Barkley, Kamara, Cook, Henry, Chubb, Taylor?
It's a great question.
Are you going to answer it, Josh?
No, it's just a great question. I love the questions. That's all I could say right now. I want JL to answer it first, though.
I personally have Barkley, but I think I'm not far behind is Kamara, Cook, or Henry.
Yeah,
I would probably put Henry at the end of that list.
I had Kamara at RB2 last year behind Christian McCaffrey. He was my second guy taking it. I'm having a hard time.
That's what you wanted.
I know they don't have Breeze, but I'm having a hard time moving Kamara down too much further than 3, even without Breeze there. I just believe that Sean Payton's a smart coach, whether you like the man or not.
8 touchdowns a game. Lock it in.
9 touchdowns a game.
9 touchdowns.
For me, it's probably Cook, but it's so super close. It's definitely Christian McCaffrey 101, and then I wouldn't blame you if you picked 6 different people.
I was going to say, for me, it's take the 104 through the 106 because you'll get one of these stud running backs and then have your second pick sooner. That's who my favorite is.
That's the reason I took 106 in this draft.
Nothing has made me more disappointed today than that.
Yeah, it's okay. But at least we got Sully, right?
I guess.
Said CMC went 109 in his Empire Superflex startup this morning.
Oh, Superflex.
How many?
But still, 109.
Yeah, it's late, but it's not absurd.
Also, Josh Z2, I don't know if you saw this. He said I have 107 coming up. Calm down. He's not just doing it to
snipe. Well, it's my pick. You better just focus on practicing the 107 pick, mother. Hold on, I didn't have a sleeper up.
What's up, Tyler? Welcome in. Sorry, Jordan.
No, you're good. I was gonna say for the 102, I'm still going Saquon. I know that last year obviously he was hurt, but when this dude's on the football field, he's the best running back in football. He's better than McCaffrey in my eyes, and I'm a Panthers fan. McCaffrey does a lot of things that are special, but when Saquon Barkley's fully healthy, it's really hard to stop him.
Yeah. And I think a big difference between their production is teams.
Yeah.
It's the situation. I think if you swap their situations, you're gonna see a similar effect.
Yeah, and I mean, I believe in Joe Judge
at 6. That's
Great running backs up till now.
I was really debating him or Jonathan Taylor. I have a lot of faith in Jonathan Taylor this upcoming year.
Yeah. Me too. 8 picks, 8 running backs.
Eric Fisher signing was huge for the Colts, especially if he can get healthy. I mean, Ballard came out and said, like, we're not pushing him. We want to, keep him till, like, if October is when he's ready, that's when he'll go out there. I mean, that offensive line will be nasty.
You gotta think that Ballard is just like the scariest human to McDaniels. Like, he wronged him, and he's just so stoic and like he's so good at what he does that I would be terrified if I was him.
Guys, we had our first wide receiver drafted. Tyreek Hill, the first wide receiver off the board in this redraft league. Again, I feel like most years it's been very clear. Like, it was Michael Thomas, then it was Devontae Adams, and I feel like this year at wide receiver, there's a big debate for number 1, and at running back, there's a big debate for number 2. Like, there's 5-6 different guys you can name for wide receiver 1, and I have zero judgment. There goes Kelsey, and then another guy, A.J. Brown, in a redraft league as the second wide receiver off the board. How do you guys feel about that?
Fine with it.
Yeah, I mean, I have A.J. Brown as my wide receiver 1 this year.
In redraft?
Yeah. I think he's getting 130
loaded with targets,
and we haven't seen him get those targets. And like, if Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers, that marriage comes back together, yes, I'm going to keep Adams ahead of A.J. Brown. But I'm skeptical. I don't like it. I think Hill's a safer pick over Brown, but I'm taking Brown for his upside.
J.O., you're up, by the way, just in case you didn't know.
Yeah, I know.
Cool. I think the first 7 picks we saw here, the running backs, I think that's what we're gonna see when we get around to redraft leagues. Unless, I just think people understand how valuable these top tier running backs, the running backs that are getting 20 carries a game, really are. And they're hard to find, and that's kind of why they're gone now, right?
Yeah,
Joe, I think Cam Akers.
I think there will be an article or two about Kelsey being a top 6 pick that will make people jump Kelsey there. I think someone's going to be able to write it up, and it's a good enough argument.
No, it is.
It's wild. I won't do it.
I'm not doing it. Yeah,
but I know someone in one of my leagues will see some article. I'm going to go with Dave. Dave Kluge is going to write it because he's going to go out there. It's football guys. Somebody's like, "Oh, I found this guy in the football guys. He wrote this cool article. I'm drafting Kelsey at 107."
Dude,
17 games this year.
Kelsey's been creeping up with how high I'm willing to draft him. Like, it's just getting higher and higher and higher.
It really has. Your love has just expanded.
For me, it looks like it'd be right there. It would be the first place I'd consider him, because I would take all those running backs before him, and then right at the 108. I think that's where I would be like, maybe Kelsey.
I think right there, maybe at the 107 in front of the wide receivers. I would take him before I took a wide receiver.
That's Jordan, what I'm saying.
Jay says, you look dapper with no hat and a collared shirt on today. Fancy. Your hair looks good, man.
Oh, you fancy, huh?
I tried to go with Josh, but he decided, you know what, today I'm going to wear a black shirt instead of a collar.
Let's get that solo layout. Everyone admire Jordan. Looking snazzy.
No one can see this, but Josh is just down there dancing. And I was really enjoying it.
Don't worry about it.
I kind of enjoyed that. It was like only for me. It was only for me. It's for no one else.
One day, guys, I'm going to cut the countdown right in the middle of it while all of us are just like, because some days we get real into it. Like, I watched on there, people are making faces, Bob, and one day I'm just going to cut the music and we're all going to be dancing to the middle of it.
That'd be fantastic. I love it.
Some more wide receivers off the board. The order of these wide receivers is interesting. Tyreek Hill first, A.J. Brown second, Stephon Diggs third, followed by Justin Jefferson and Devontae Adams. Those are your top 5 wide receivers drafted. Hill, Brown, Diggs, Jefferson, Adams. Is there anyone else you put in that tier? Nuke? Put Nuke up there?
He's like Nuke, one I'm considering. Yeah. I think that's the only one I'd consider.
Hopkins will be up. Oh, Michael Thomas, too, for me.
I didn't
even see him there.
I agree with you.
I just pulled up the list and I saw it. I mean, like, someone who I think can sneak or get up there is Keenan Allen. They didn't draft anybody, I'm afraid, of taking his targets. And if he's healthy for 16 games. I like Josh Palmer, all right? He's a guy, but I don't think he's getting snaps over Michael this year. I can't believe they kept Michael, by the way. I don't know if you guys
calling him Michael, and I was like, wow, so formal.
No. I'm wearing a collared shirt, but I'm not going to be that formal.
Michael F. Williams.
Josh just drafted J.K. Dobbins. Jill, I thought it was interesting that of all the second-year running backs, you took Cam Akers first. I mean, outside of Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor is obviously a tier above all those guys. But Cam Akers out of Gibson, Akers, R.I.P. Robinson. We don't have to talk about that hype train anymore. But Gibson, Akers, Swift, Dobbins. Akers is your number one?
Yeah, for redraft, yes.
For redraft.
Yeah, for redraft.
What about you guys? Are you
the
guys
offense is much better in my opinion.
Same.
Akers is your number one. Jordan, you as well? In redraft?
Swift and him are close, but
yeah,
for me.
I think Gibson could have a case made as well with the upgrades they've made. Mm-hmm. But Cam Akers with Sean McVay and what he's done, I'm just going to take that. Especially if or McVay comes out and is like, hey, this guy's our workhorse. I'll probably end up drafting him over Zeke.
Wow.
Whoa.
That's spicy.
I truly think it's a tier with Cam Akers, DeAndre Swift, J.K. Dobbins, Antonio Gibson. You could throw Clyde Edwards-Helaire in there for me too.
You know what? That was rude of me to leave him out. I'm sorry, Clyde. That was rude of me. Brady says A.J. Brown is about to break the reception record with the 17th game. Definitely a possibility. And then Z2 said Mixon before Aaron Jones. That's spicy. Who went Mixon?
There's Clyde.
Went Mixon. Started with A.J. Brown.
You know what? I don't think it's that spicy anymore because of, with the Aaron Rodgers rumors.
Yeah,
that's why it's not.
And I think you're going to see a Mixon swell this season.
Yeah,
if
Mixon stays healthy, he's going to tear it up.
That's not a value for him there, though. Like that's not.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I think we're probably past that point of you're getting value on Mixon.
I agree. What's up, Shane? Welcome in. Glad to have you in the chat. And Jason, love the Brown Mixon start for Anthony over there. Yeah. The Brown Mixon.
High risk, high reward for sure.
And then Mike wants to know, is this 2 or 3 wide receiver? 3 wide receiver. So 3 wide receiver. Sorry, I should have said that at the beginning. Tyler said Williams is so overrated.
Which Williams?
I'm not Mike. Maybe
Michael Williams.
Those are fighting words.
Michael Sir Michael Williams.
I think he's talking about Mike Williams because we were talking about the wide receivers that are competing with Keenan.
Okay, gotcha.
That turn was so tough for me, and I am so frustrated with the running backs and how they fell off. Obviously, everybody just doubling down. No, I was looking at P-Hop and Michael Thomas, and I was like,
Metcalf,
I want to go double wide receiver. I want to double down, but looking at the running backs that would come back to me, I'm like, well, Najee Harris, I think he's getting 280. I'm going with that rook.
Najee's getting so many touches this year. So many touches.
I don't know if they're going to be good. I just know they're going to be touches.
Yeah.
Sully said it's the daily Cam Akers would be a top 5 RB comments. That's the way JL. What's the guy's name who does those? Where is he?
Hey.
I wish he was like Tim.
Top 10?
Whenever we said his name enough, he just showed up in the chat.
I do. I almost like it more that he only pops in every once in a while. It's like
I think I do
more
too.
Intimate.
And Shane thinks my mom is a tier above all of those running backs. So congratulations, Mom. You are highly ranked in Shane's rankings. Tyler said, I love this top 3 for the wide receivers. Hill, Brown, Diggs is his top 3 for redraft as well. It sounds like. There's some crazy value that I haven't talked about right now. But Eckler at 2.9, I feel like that is wild value, grabbing Eckler there. And then where was another one? 3-1 for DeAndre Hopkins in a non-superflex league. You got someone who can threaten for the number 1 wide receiver with his volume on any year. And you grabbed him in the 3rd round. That's absolutely bananas.
Nuke and Metcalf there are both great values. You know whose draft I really like so far is Swamp. Swamp is absolutely killing this draft. You got Chubb, Gibson, and Ridley.
Ooh.
I'm sure. I mean, Michael Thomas is still here, and you're drafting.
I would have taken him if I didn't have Alvin Kamara.
That's tough. I'm just saying, you're drafting Michael Thomas as the wide receiver 9. Like, if Jameis Winston is the starter, why are we afraid of it?
We don't know. If Jameis Winston was a starter, Michael Thomas is gone already. I guarantee that. I guarantee it.
I love Sully's start. Sully is a great team to start out.
Yeah, that is a beautiful team. That looks like the dynasty startup teams that I'm drafting right now. I just taking the value on these guys that people are forgetting about or nervous about. What's up, Nick? Welcome in. He said, "Sup, JL," and then he said, "Simon, my hero." And rumor has it Josh wants Tebow in the 6th round. A
1-year deal with the Jaguars at tight end. Why would I not take him in the 6th round? I mean, it's idiotic not to take him at least by the 7th, right? Yeah.
And Sully says Shane is 100% right. I guess he's talking about my mom being a tier above.
That's true.
She's in a tier.
I wonder what the odds will be for Tebow to catch Trevor Lawrence's first touchdown, because they have no tight ends in that tight end room. And a Tebow jump pass.
There?
O'Shaughnessy. I'm not even sure. I'm actually not sure.
But like a Tebow jump pass to Tebow would be an absolute hilarious way to start their retirement.
It would break Twitter forever.
Yeah, it would break everything.
Like log out.
I would not. You wouldn't be able to scroll Twitter. It would just be Tebow catching that pass over and over and over and over and over again.
Seriously,
yeah, that'd be awesome. I hope it happens. I mean, while they're losing like 42-17 or something.
You know, my favorite first pass ever in the NFL was Jameis Winston broke my heart over and over again when he was at Florida State, beating up on Clemson, and he came into the NFL and his very first pass was a pick six to a former Clemson player. It was just beautiful. I felt good watching it. I was like, "Thank you, I needed that."
That was the Mariota game.
Yeah, Jameis. They played Mariota in that game.
Mariota had like 28 points at halftime with 4 touchdowns, and everybody, the god.
Who are you going for, John Luke? Allen Robinson.
Both of them are great options.
That makes me unhappy.
PPR league.
Kyle Pitts just went in the 3rd round at the 3-9. Do you guys think that's too high for him in redraft? He is still a rookie tight end.
Yes, way
too high in redraft.
Way too high.
Sorry, Pat. In Dynasty, that's
Parker.
Parker. Yes, same person. They're both got all the draft picks in our one league. Our one league.
I mean,
he's in here. What's up? Who dat? He's not at work. He gets to hang out with us. Said he's it's been a minute. He's been busy with work. We were just talking about your draft. I hope you saw that. Jay was saying he loves your team so far. I do too. I think that's a great start. Ridley, especially with the news around Julio, this could be wild for Ridley this year. People who have already drafted for this upcoming season really could have gotten value. Where do you think Ridley goes if Julio is officially traded? In redraft,
a redraft league? Yeah. Right where Stephon Diggs is, beginning of first, second, honestly.
I won't be drafting him, but definitely top 5. I think Julio being there is a beneficial or helps Calvin Ridley. I don't think that hurts Calvin Ridley.
But that's not how people are going to take it. People are going to be like, he's going to get all those targets. He's going to be a beast, and he will get more targets without Julio.
Yeah. Is there any landing spot where you're happier for Julio than you are in Atlanta? Is there any team he could end up on where you would draft him higher than he's being drafted in redraft?
No.
I can't think of one. No. I'm sure there is.
I'm trying to think.
If
Rodgers maybe
stays in Green Bay.
What about the Chiefs? How about that?
if you set aside the fact that he's gonna have to learn a whole new playbook and learn that a whole new system, then I think there's probably a few. But I would much rather just have him in Atlanta where he knows.
Yeah.
Oh, Minnesota might bump his value for me.
I was just thinking of Minnesota, but then they still have too many options. Probably.
Adam Thielen.
I'm just if you took Thielen and you stood him next to Julio Jones, and you'd be like, which one's the better wide receiver? It's like this guy's getting more targets.
Well,
I'm pretty sure Adam Thielen would never win that, even if you just did that with non-NFL players.
What about the Chargers?
Chargers would be nice.
I barely know him.
It would be that would certainly be interesting. I think there's a few teams like that where it's close. I don't know that his value would go higher than Falcons, but
maybe they'll get more.
It's close. It would be close.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll get more fans at the games. That will help them.
I love how that has turned out. They're just they had to pick the same place, and then now all the fans went to one team.
Okay.
What if the Steelers traded Juju for Julio or something like that?
That would be a really weird trade.
It doesn't make any sense. I'm just throwing out scenarios.
Especially after he just signed that contract. Mike said, I thought P. Sewell stood for Penei Sewell. Yeah, he's drafting with us.
Juju's contract was 1 year, though.
What about Tennessee?
Yeah, I want to see.
I don't know why. I never think of I never call the Tennessee Titans team Tennessee. I always think of the school. I was thinking Titans. So you said that, and I was like, "That's weird. Why would he go back to college?
Send him back to college. Send him back."
What about Jacksonville with that young wide receiver room? I could see Jacksonville with their young they've got Chenault, Chark. I know they've got Jones in there as well, but they could bring in an elder wide receiver to mentor these young guns. Also, JLZ2 said, love JL start. And then he said, feel weird saying that.
No, it is a good start. Every draft is a great start.
Hey, JL, I love your
start. 2 top-tier receivers, 2 top-tier running backs.
It is bigger than average.
Brady said Julio would be sweet on the Titans and Bears, too. Yeah, we talked about the Titans. Bears
make sense.
Bears would be interesting.
Bears could be a lot of fun.
I don't think it would be better than Falcons, but it would be interesting. It could be better than Falcons, but I wouldn't expect it.
Indy, that's another interesting one. And then Sully also said Colts for Julio would be interesting, but then he brings up a good point. We're probably just wasting our breath. Julio can play anywhere.
I would love Julio on the Ravens, not from a fantasy perspective, but I would have so much fun with that.
I don't think I'd like him in Indianapolis that much. Carson Wentz throwing to him.
Can we retract Eagle Dan's pick, motherfucker?
What did he? Oh, yeah.
Tim Tebow. Yeah.
Come on, Eagle.
We are going to pause the draft. Hardy, Eagle Dan. Good one. Remove player.
He's just upset that he had to take Derrick Henry in the first.
He's going to do it again.
Watch. Yep.
He's like, oh, I've got to pick again. Yeah, that's what I want.
So this is interesting. I was trying to decide between Josh Jacobs and David Montgomery in my pick. I'm curious to what you guys think. I didn't go Josh Jacobs because I feel like in mock drafts, especially, this is like somewhat of a popularity vote, and I feel like Josh Jacobs has no clout right now. He's got no swag. Nobody wants to have him. It's not enjoyable to have him on your team.
You're right,
but I feel like I would rather have him talent wise than David Montgomery.
Well,
what is your guys' opinion?
This is less of me cooling on Josh Jacobs and more of me rising on David Montgomery over the last month. I'm excited about the opportunity there with Justin Fields behind center. The more I've been looking at it, like Tariq Cohen, it's been a couple years since he came in and was super effective. He has an injury that's difficult for running backs to come back from at full speed. I don't think all those targets are automatically vacated back over to Tariq Cohen. And this should be a better offense. I'm excited about David Montgomery. Like, he had such massive volume last year.
In the fourth round. I was cooling on. Sorry, Simon. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're going to say what I was going to say next. So go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say I was saying fade David Montgomery after last season. After their draft, I'm not on that train anymore. I think he'll be fine this season. Maybe dynasty, but not redraft.
I hate Anthony's point, honestly, though.
And they said, why draft Jacobs in the 4th when you can get Drake in the 6th? I mean,
I'll be honest. I don't like that point.
Why draft?
I think Jacobs is going to be very good this year. Not great, very good. And he's fallen down drafts. So
why draft Kamara in the 1st when you can have Latavius Murray after the draft?
That's not quite the same thing. I think Anthony might actually feel that Kenyon Drake could take a lot of the work away. I don't feel that way. I don't think
so either. I don't think so either.
I think they signed him for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, I'm about to reach.
I would hope so.
Definitely for a reason.
Definitely,
my first reach in this draft. I'm about to
get that contract.
TJ Hawkinson.
It's a reach for me, but in PPR, I don't think he's coming back to me in most of these drafts.
There he is.
And you want to lock up your tight end. There's the man himself, Adam Thielen. So is Hawk
I didn't even trust.
Is Hawk above Pitts for you in redraft?
Yes. I think, to be honest, with what the Lions just did, in PPR especially, I think Hawkinson gets into that Darren Waller, Kittle, and Kelsey tier. Like, there's no reason he shouldn't get 130 targets. And, like, that alone is going to put him where Logan Thomas was this past year. And I hope that leads to it.
I was so hoping. I don't know why I didn't tell you this, Simon, or text you this, Julian, but I was so hoping that, like, Julian or someone else would just be like, "Oh, I'm gonna hop in this mock draft today," and just like sit next to you in the stream.
They could crash at any minute. They know
where I am. I'm
not hard to find. He could literally walk in at any minute. Wait, do you guys want to hear? It would be
weird if he walked into my office right now.
That would be truly shocking. He'd be very fast if he got all the way to Baltimore. Welcome in, Julian. I'm glad you're watching. Jay said,
I hate my team.
I don't hate it.
Surprise.
Oh, I don't love
there
it.
He is.
I don't love it. Oh, he's in, Julian.
Told you it could happen at any minute.
Yes.
It's like Beetlejuice.
That's all I wanted.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That was awesome.
Jay hates his team, hates every bit of it. Let's take a look at Jay's team, break it down a little bit. So we started Barkley, CEH, Chris Carson, and then Cooper Kupp, Adam Thielen.
I love the first 2 rounds, hate everything else.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just love the first pick because how can you not take Saquon Barkley? I guess Clyde Edwards-Helaire was decent value there, but I'm not too excited on him. I think I would rather have Najee. Is that crazy to prefer Najee over CEH next year?
Is it Najee or Najee?
I don't remember.
Josh, you were muted, so if you said anything, we did not hear you.
It's not crazy. It's not crazy. I wouldn't do. I would still pick CEH myself.
Jordan, who would you pick out of those two?
I think I lean CEH just because I know everybody was down on him last year, but they just completely got a run blocking O-line. Yeah. And I think he has double-digit TD upside immediately.
Gross.
And the Pittsburgh Steelers didn't upgrade their O-line.
Good pick, Josh. Good pick.
That's a great pick.
Josh went with Kenny Galladay.
I was hoping but not expecting him to fall. Just I didn't expect him to fall this far, but I was like, oh, maybe.
You guys aren't scared of Kadarius Toney taking all of his targets?
Completely different wide receiver.
Yeah, but now Kadarius Toney
he's a different person than him. They are two different people. So.
Everyone knows only one wide receiver can find success on a team, right?
That's true.
Dude, and how is Sterling Shepard going to be a top 10 receiver if Kenny Galladay?
That's where I drafted him to be a top 10. He better be.
What is going on? I'm scared.
Darius Slayton.
Jay said I should have went wide receiver round 3. I would have
done a lot of things.
Kenny G over Kupp or Thielen if I didn't have Baquan. Yeah, well, that's too bad. Quarterbacks are starting to go. We had Patrick Mahomes go in the 4th round, followed by Lamar Jackson to your board, Jordan, over there. And then Josh Allen and Kyler Murray both went in the 5th round. Jordan, so you like to secure one of these quarterbacks in the earlier rounds usually, or was this a value scenario? You just felt like it was good value on Lamar.
I think Lamar's my QB1 this year. So I have once Mahomes goes off the board, I usually look for Lamar Jackson. And in the 5th round, I'm totally comfortable taking it. If someone else, if DJ Moore or CeeDee Lamb would have made it back to me, I would have taken them. Or Chris Godwin. If any of those 3 wide receivers, I take them over Lamar. But with the receivers that were on the board, I would rather just lock in my QB1.
There you go. And then tight end as well. Do you usually try to grab one of these upper echelon tight ends, someone that you view as a top 4 tight end, it sounds like?
Yeah, with Hawkinson, I think he's going to end up falling here in most redraft leagues because I think the more target share and just preseason, you're going to see it. And for me, I usually wait and draft the Gerald Everett, the Mark Andrews. I try to find my tight end. This year, Gerald Everett's the guy that if I miss early, I'm going him late just because Seattle throws the ball to tight ends a lot. And with Eskridge, if they go 3 wide receiver sets, Gerald Everett's just going to be sitting in the middle of the field, just give me the ball. I'm here. No one's going to be guarding him.
Yeah, and he's got the draft cat. People forget how highly drafted Gerald Everett was. He's not some slouch coming in. This was a highly touted tight end prospect who has shown highly touted tight end Tinkle.
The Seattle OC was the tight ends coach for the Rams in 2017 and has been their passing game coordinator since 2018. So he's worked with Gerald Everett for his entire career. They signed him. He's the only tight end there. I don't see crazy, he's getting 100 targets, but for tight ends, it's all about touchdowns. I think he can score 10 touchdowns with Russ.
Oh, shoot.
Jamar Chase off the board. Our first rookie wide receiver has been drafted. Guys, with landing spot and everything taken into consideration in redraft leagues only, is he your first rookie wide receiver you're willing to take off their board, or is there someone you're taking higher than him?
He's the first.
Yeah, he's the first. I would love to say Devontae Smith, but no. I'm not doing that.
Jamar Chase is most upside. If I'm taking a shot on someone, it's Jamar Chase. Go for that.
Year 1 production.
Yeah, top 10 potential, honestly.
Potential. Top 10 potential.
Potential. That's how I spell it,
potential.
Guys, was that a shot at me in my porta potty?
Mm-hmm. It was.
If you want to watch videos where I'm not in a porta potty and Jail can't make fun of me for that, make sure you go subscribe to our YouTube channel at Front Yard Fantasy or our Twitch channel, also Front Yard Fantasy. You can find all of our old mock drafts along with all the different games we play on there. And if you hit that bell button, you can make sure you get notified every day before we go live at 3 p.m. Eastern. And then you won't miss awesome shows with Jordan like this. You could go back and watch it if you wanted to, but then you don't get to tell him how handsome he is live. Just doesn't work that way.
You don't get to talk to us. It's not as fun.
Sean!
But we are here every weekday.
I just had Sean out there.
What's up, Sean? He said, "What's up, Deuterinos?" Well, we switched it up. We're no longer jabronis. We've graduated. Melvin Gordon just got drafted. That's another player I'm curious about. Jordan, how do you feel about Melvin Gordon after the Broncos drafted Javonte Williams? Are you is he still going to have the most carries on that team, or are they going to give more carries to Javonte? Like, how do you see that breaking down?
I think Melvin will start the year out dominating the touches, but as soon as Javonte Williams starts to show that like burst that he showed in college, it's immediately going to be his backfield. Like Melvin Gordon, I think also is getting to that point in his career where 3 yards a carry just isn't gonna cut it anymore.
That's a good.
Finally, it's about time.
Yeah.
Brady said, "Subscribe to FYF for mock draft reviews." I'll fight you, dude. I'm gonna fight you.
Yikes!
Never gets old. Let's just laugh.
It doesn't.
Until I put one out. You know what? Until I put one out, I guess I deserve it. You guys.
We never pull out here at Front Yard Fantasy.
Parker said, "I'm literally."
That's the exact face we make.
Leave it in.
I'm literally getting murdered by the Snipes. Welcome to the club. They usually go after Josh, but I guess they're targeting you today.
Z2, that was a great pick for Higgins. I realized Higgins is still on the board.
I knew what happened. I saw your face.
You saw my face. I made it sound. I was like,
you picked Brandon Ayuk, and you're all upset. You're like, no, wait. I wanted to pick the other second-year receiver that I like more. Yeah, I saw it. I saw it happen.
I saw exactly what happened, and that's.
And I was getting ready to. I immediately queued up Higgins, and guess who took him right in front of me?
Z2,
you took the next guy I was hoping
I like Sutton.
People might forget about, which is Sutton. I think he's going to have a really big year. Yeah. I'm guessing you do too, Josh, because you were trying to trade me for him.
I think I was between Juju and Sutton. I like Sutton's long-term outlook a little bit more than Juju's, though.
Aaron Rodgers lands in Denver. Where's Sutton's ADP? Before the season started.
Probably, I would say in the
Mike
third.
Evans.
The third.
Mike Evans. So yeah, I agree. The third,
I would say that late third. That I don't think he'll go over Keenan or A-Rob, but I can see him going over Terry, Julio, Cooper, Mike Evans. That group.
Yeah, I agree.
Brady has.
I can see it skyrocketing past that, just on hype alone.
Too much.
It's gonna be tough. I mean, it's close.
Well, I think the hype.
Ayuk over. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say what could keep it down is the fact that there's 2 possible beneficiaries over there. Know what I mean? Like some of the hype could go towards Jerry Jeudy. 3. Some of the hype could go towards
Noah Fant.
I guess, yeah. I don't think it's going to be concentrated hype on just Cortland Sutton. Yeah. So I like Jordan's take a 3rd round. I think that's probably where he ends up getting if in the hypothetical.
I think that he is.
I just tried to say hypothetical and it did not come out.
Hypothetical.
Hypotypical.
I think that
Sutton would be so sexy. That's all I gotta say.
I think on perception alone, Sutton is gonna be like the one who gets the biggest boost out of everyone there. I think you're right. It is distributed, but I think people are just gonna go ham over Sutton.
I agree. I think that's possible, but hopefully it won't be everyone. And then his ADP shouldn't rise too much.
I'm not saying that's where it should be either.
Yeah. The one thing I wanted to address, we talked about each of the picks individually, but not together. Jamar Chase was drafted before T. Higgins in that Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver room. Which one of those guys do you project to finish with a better fantasy season next year? Jamar Chase in his rookie year or T. Higgins in year 2?
Near impossible to
who are you drafting first? You're on the clock. Both those guys are staring at you.
I'm drafting them right close to each other. I don't know.
I'm going Jamar Chase.
Jordan going Jamar Chase.
I love Chase. I think that his connection with Burrow has already been there. T. Higgins is great, and I think he has high TD upside, but I think Chase is going to dominate, get more receptions than T. Higgins.
I think they both have really good seasons.
Yeah. I think it's close.
Everybody wins. Okay, guys?
I think it's like CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper. Both of them are getting drafted in the 4th. They're not very far apart. Same thing with Godwin and Mike Evans. Maybe that's probably a closer comparison.
I think so, actually. Yeah. I think that's perfect.
I made a trade. I traded away Amari Cooper. I was desperately trying to trade him away because I'm not a Cooper truther like Simon. I don't know that most people will like the trade. I traded essentially for a 1st-round pick to get ETN in a dynasty league. I'm curious what you guys think about that. I'm fully embracing that most people are not going to like that.
Was it straight up Amari Cooper for Travis
Pretty much,
Etienne?
yeah. Who I took at that pick, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it half point?
Full PPR.
Full point PPR and Superflex? No.
Superflex, yes.
Okay. I don't hate it. I think that running backs are kind of king in fantasy, and you're not just going to get that many. It depended upon like your team structure. Like if you, I think that's fair value because I think ETN can easily have a RB like top 15 RB season, and that is going to be better than Amari Cooper's wide receiver 13, 14.
Yeah, I agree. My thinking too is that like I just don't think that we're going to get the Amari Cooper that we've seen for long term, and I'm afraid to be left holding the bag. If he has an inconsistent start to the season, where does his value go? Like, what's the community perception around Amari Cooper's value? Do you guys think?
I mean, I almost feel like not even answering the question that you asked because he's been so consistent when he's played for Dallas, like with Dak over the past couple of years. Like he's completely changed his image of like the kind of fantasy receiver was. In Oakland, he was this wildly inconsistent blow-up game receiver, and he's been one of the more consistent fantasy options. CeeDee Lamb has higher upside. I think that for sure. But I think Amari Cooper is probably going to be your more consistent player. Like, I guess we can talk hypotheticals. What if he is? Like, I understand that. But,
I mean,
I just wanted to point out, like, he's been very consistent for fantasy.
Yeah, I think it's a small sample, though, in my opinion. I know that it's probably – to most people it's enough because we had the part of the season, but then we had the 4 games with Dak. And I feel like that's not enough for me to trust him. But I know for a lot of people that is. And I think that's why his value is still high.
I think the big thing is, and I mean, for me, a good comparison for this is like Juju and Deontay Johnson. Mm-hmm. Like, look at where they are at now, where Juju now is not getting drafted higher than Deontay Johnson in Dynasty, in Redraft, in a lot of leagues. And it doesn't mean that Juju's like bad or anything. It just means that Juju is just getting less value, and you're probably having a hard time trading Juju for a lot of people.
Yeah,
Josh.
What?
Yeah.
Josh has sent Juju-centric trade offers to JL and I both today.
He did.
And they both got rejected.
Yeah.
Damn,
like they have all off season.
JL, Brady likes your move, trading Cooper for ETN. Sorry, got the hiccups. And Mike T said, I got the last starting RB. Where is your pick? Who are you talking about?
Who are you?
Who are you?
Zach Moss got drafted.
Is it Mike Davis? Mike Davis? I think?
It must be Mike Davis. That's what it is.
Is he Arsenal?
Todd Gurley?
No, Arsenal. I bet it's Mike Davis.
Yeah, I think you're right. Brady said, especially in Dynasty, back on the Cooper thing. Amari won't be on the Cowboys next year. I do love him for redraft, though. Big season this year.
Sean got a trade for us.
Let's look at it.
It's very possible. That trade's
nuts.
Before we move on, it is very possible that Amari just does as well as he's been doing. This is more of like a probability. Like I'm hedging that bet, but it's very possible that with Dak back, he is as consistent as Simon hopes.
That's what I'm betting on. The trade that Sean wants us to look at today: Team A sends Joe Mixon and Austin Eckler. Team B sends Marvin Jones and Saquon Barkley. I need 1 minute.
I think I would take the Saquon side.
Yeah.
Unless I really need running backs. I like Mixon and Eckler a lot. I'm just like thinking from a startup perspective. You're not going to be able to get that kind of trade done, I don't think.
If you had Saquon and nothing else, like truly nothing, like a barren landscape, I could see making it. Like if it was Saquon and then who's your like? Yeah, you got scraps at your second running back. You have to start Tony Pollard even when Zeke's healthy or something like that. I could see making this trade, but even then, I think I'm taking the Saquon side.
I'm taking side A for me.
You're taking side A?
If it's not full point PPR, then I'll go side B. If it's full point PPR, I'll take Eckler and Joe Mixon and try to win now.
Nice.
In my head. Because
why does the PPR do something for you there? I'm just wondering.
Well, Eckler's value.
Okay, yeah, you're right. But Saquon gets just as many catches, I feel like.
No, he does. Yeah. I was just talking specific, like for Eckler and half point. Like I'm taking.
He's so much better in full point.
Yeah. But anyways, I think that like those two running backs can help you win a championship this year. I don't really care for it. Like long term, it's kind of question mark because Mixon's health and Eckler as well, just being the size that he is, a 7th round pick, I believe, or UDFA. And we just see those guys go wayside so quickly. All of them. Like Philip Lindsay, where is he going to get drafted this year?
Is he going to get drafted in this draft? I don't think so.
JL grabbing another 49ers wide receiver. You got Debo and
I don't like it after I did it. I was testing something out. And I don't like it.
He knows now.
My thinking is like I'm gonna hopefully get one of the main wide receivers in that San Francisco offense. But hopefully. I don't love that at 6 and 8.
Jay wants to know Jamar Chase or Amari Cooper in Dynasty because JL offered him Cooper for the 107 that
Give me
he took
Jamar
Chase with.
Chase. Wait, was that Jamar Chase or Cooper in Dynasty? JL offered me Cooper for 107.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. You were trying to get the 107.
Yeah, you're trying to get that was when I took ETN. I think I traded with the guy right behind him because he wanted Chase.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I think I was probably going to take Chase or ETN. I can't remember.
Which side of this are you guys on, though? Jamar Chase or Amari Cooper?
Chase.
Is everyone on the Chase side? Okay. Yeah. I am also probably on the Chase side, but I still love Amari Cooper in Dynasty.
You can make the argument that we haven't seen it, right? You know,
yeah.
A lot of people play Dynasty that way, and that's why I like to throw those offers out. Is like if you get someone who's like really going to value someone who's established, you know what you got, you have a giant sample size, then see if you can exploit that difference. Also, not exploit it, but just Yeah,
it's not exploiting it. You're finding that difference in value. That's where trades can happen that both sides like. Anthony wants to know, why is Goddard's ADP so criminally low?
Zach Ertz.
Jalen Hurts is throwing him the football.
Jalen Hurts, Zach Ertz, just a bunch of things that
Devontae Smith.
Devontae Hurts.
I do like Goddard at that pick too. Especially with the tight ends that are already off the board.
Goddard.
I mean,
would you guys rather have Andrews in the 5th or Goddard in the 8th?
Andrews in the 5th or Goddard in the 8th? Andrews.
As of right now, I'd like Andrews, but because Zach Ertz is still there. Once he gets cut, I think I'd rather have Goddard in the 8th.
Brady said him and Sutton have had really low ADP for a while, maybe because Ertz is still there. Yeah, that's probably a big factor in it. But though I'm counting Ertz as like a non-factor. Well, I don't think unrelated. I think he was just saying both of those players have like criminally low ADPs.
Because Ertz is in Philadelphia, Sutton's ADP is very low.
Yep.
Some of these ADPs are
Rashad Bateman off the board right before your pick, Josh. Hope you didn't want your new Baltimore guys. Me too grabbed him.
And I thought about it in redraft, though. It's too scary.
In redraft, I don't like taking rookie wide receivers. I'll take rookie running backs all day. But
you took Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, I know, but he has so much upside. I don't like taking rookie wide receivers. Look at my team. I already have my 3 starters. I know I took Jalen Waddle. I don't think Bateman has the same upside that Waddle has, and I need to make my pick. Oh, no.
Oh.
You need me to pause it?
It's all good. I drafted him.
Okay. Josh,
I love your team. Your team might be my favorite.
It's all right.
That was a great team. I was going to pick Hollywood at this pick.
I don't want another wide receiver, I'll tell you that much.
Sully said his ADP is not low at all for Goddard, so he is not a Goddard believer. And Brady also says Debo has a really low ADP for months. Yeah, John Luke, honestly, you change that Ayuk pick, and your team is probably my favorite. I'm not a big fan of that Ayuk pick, but I am a big fan of the rest of your draft.
Yeah, I don't know about Rondale Moore either. In redraft, I'm typically probably taking Josh's strategy unless I find value, or you get someone like Waddle who like has to kind of be a
Rondale Moore also has that same upside. I will tell you that.
Yeah, and Rondale Moore, I do think that we could see get him provide some value this year, but I don't know. I don't know if I would if I could do it again if I'd do that in the 7th round.
I don't hate that pick at all. For personally, I think with Larry Fitzgerald going and the slot targets that are opened up, especially with that, like the middle of the field's wide open in that offense. It's
Christian Kirk. He's sitting there like, "Hey guys, don't forget about me."
He wants to. He wants to.
It's me, Christian.
It's me, Mr. Kirk.
D2's team. I didn't realize this. Bateman is one of his starting wide receivers. His wide receiver too. That was his second wide receiver drafted. He went 0 wide receiver for the first couple rounds. His first wide receiver was T. Higgins. His second wide receiver is Rashad Bateman. Now. He started with Jonathan Taylor, DeAndre Swift, Darren Waller. That's a solid start. Kyler Murray at quarterback. Like, so he's set at running back and QB, but
he's got to make a trade.
There's still wide receivers on the board that are starting caliber.
There's good value, but I don't know that like getting like Chase Edmonds is like a depth piece, or even Josh Jacobs. Like, to me, I would have probably prioritized wide receivers because we're starting 3 wide receivers, in a flex. So
yeah, minimum of 3.
Minimum of 3. So I would rather have. I mean, Bateman might not even be a wide receiver 3 this season. So
I'll tell you this much: I think he got really great value on both Josh Jacobs and Chase Edmonds, though.
Sure.
So, but it didn't.
I don't know about Edmonds. I don't know how to value Edmonds.
It's good value
with James Conner there. I just don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, I don't think anyone really does. But Edmonds is my favorite running back there.
Z2 says Z2 did not realize I had to start 3 wide receivers.
Yeah, and back to my point before, like Jalen Waddle, he's my 4th wide receiver I took. I'm fine. Wide receiver. So I'm fine taking my 4th wide receiver, being a rookie with tons. The ceiling is endless. But if he had to be my starter, I probably wouldn't take it in Jalen Waddle there. I would take someone I feel more comfortable knowing can produce every week.
Like Will Fuller, the other Miami receiver.
Like
Cole
Beasley.
No.
Dude, I was looking at some of the PFF stats yesterday, and receiver that hasn't been taken yet, but Michael Gallup last year. He is the only receiver in the NFL this past year,
man,
that didn't get 100 targets but ran 40 or 37 routes per game or some nonsense.
Wow,
that's
he's some nonsense. Getting in sprints. He's getting in sprints the whole entire game. Like, you look at that list, it's like DK Metcalf, Ridley, Michael Thomas, Devontae Adams, or Kittle, Kelsey, I think, and then Michael Gallup. It's like, what? Why?
So are you? I was very in on Michael Gallup last season. I was everywhere. Are you back on Michael Gallup this year?
Yeah, no, I'm not touching Michael Gallup unless he's my wife.
Oh God, no.
He's like, I made that great point, but get him away from me. Mike T wants to know, what are y'all thinking of the 4th team? Arsenal 1, 2, 3. So we were right. That is his team. Let's take a look. So we started Dalvin Cook, then Austin Eckler, DK Metcalf, CeeDee Lamb, Deontay Johnson, Noah Fant, Mike Davis, Robbie Anderson, Justin Herbert. Honestly, the only pick I'm unsure about is maybe that Noah Fant pick.
You sure you don't want to save this hard-hitting analysis for your recap video?
I think it's a really good team. It's a really good team. He ejected himself.
Get back here. Stop it.
Josh, I had no idea Trey Sermon was still there. I'm going to be real honest.
He is hiding down the rankings.
I could not
hiding. Talk about someone with a lot of upside, a running back that could easily be a top 24 running back if they give him work. Trey Sermon.
So in our rookie draft earlier today, I was talking to Pat. He ended up taking Michael Carter over Trey Sermon. And we were on different sides of that. I would much rather prefer Sermon. He preferred Michael Carter. What do you guys think?
The draft capital and Michael Carter's like pass catcher. He has upside, but Trey Sermon in the 49ers system could be awesome. Michael Carter will probably never be anything.
Give me Trey Sermon.
So the thing is like, I look at it from like a draft capital standpoint, and like, why wouldn't the Jets take a running back with one of those 1st-round picks next year? They still have more capital next year. Like, immediately replace Michael Carter with like a better Michael Carter. And like with Trey Sermon and the San Francisco 49ers, they don't have those picks in the next 2 drafts. They're not going to be able to spend that high-end capital on a running back that like you'd want, unless they're the Rams and don't care and just consistently do it with Darrell Henderson, and then the next year going with Cam Akers. But San Fran has a lot of holes from their secondary that they need to fill.
So many holes.
This is a PG-friendly show, JL. I don't know what you're doing.
Come on, JL. Come on.
Jesus. We are not
on the chat. All right.
We're PG-friendly around here.
We are not on YouTube, kids.
We're not PG-rated.
This Mike T comment, he said Sermon by far. And for some reason, I know we were actively talking about Trey Sermon, but I thought it said Simon by far. I just like kind of glanced at it.
I'd take you over all these guys. You're
Mike C says, why do you not like Fant there? I loved him as the tight end 7 off the board. If Drew Lock is the quarterback in Denver, I am not too excited about anybody there. That's it. I like I think what I'm saying is if I'm waiting for a tight end that long, I'm probably waiting even longer.
Would you rather have Goddard in the 8th or Fant in the 6th?
Goddard in the 8th. But I would rather honestly have neither. Like if I'm not getting one of those, really for me, it's Kelsey, Kittle, Waller. Like outside of that, I'm generally waiting to like one of the last rounds period and grabbing a guy.
I think Fant is a good. I think you drafted him at probably where his like expecting Rodgers to go there. That's where his value is probably going to be. I think that, but I think if Rodgers goes there, he's going to shoot up. Yeah, I think most drafts you're probably going to be able to get him at a later round. Oops, I'm up.
Yeah, I mean, I like Arsenal's team front to bottom. I don't think I commented on it. It really has no weak spot. Like wide receiver, he's got depth. Running back, he's got depth. And then the quarterback and tight ends are great. But I mean, Fant again. If Teddy Bridgewater is the quarterback, or if it's Drew Lock, I'm not in love with Fant.
Yeah, I guess Teddy Bridgewater doesn't move the needle much for me either. That Mike Davis pick, it was like team changing. Like that's one of the better picks in the entire draft, I think. Just with the value you got there, and as your third running back, that was truly a steal.
Oh no, can you pause it?
Can I pause it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Please.
You want me to undo that pick?
Yeah.
But yeah, I like Noah Fant where he went there. I think that's where he deserves to go. I think he ends a tier for me. I like him better in Dynasty. I like his long-term outlook, but I think he's belongs to be the 7th tight end off the board.
We got Scott in here.
I don't think you guys are not saying that though.
Scott's in. He said, "Jordan, your team is strong, and you look very professional."
Well, what about me, Scott?
Everyone's coming in here just giving you compliments. Not a single one of us have gotten a compliment.
What is it?
He looks good.
Why don't people like us, guys?
Why do people only like Jordan? This is baloney.
This always happens.
Bo disagrees with The Simpsons.
Mike says, I think Fant is in the same tier as Hawk and Andrews, who was last year with Locke at QB.
And that could continue.
Yeah.
Dude, I have this hot box hat that I was going to put up there, but then Bo disagreed with my team, so we're gonna put that to the side. We're not gonna give him a plug for no reason. But if you guys haven't checked that out, that seasoning is unbelievable. Like I've got all of them, and I use them about every other day.
I hate this.
He loves to put Bo seasoning.
Yeah.
JL went Aaron Rodgers, the next host of Jeopardy, and Jalen Reagor. So how well do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to score fantasy points for you if he's on TV at 4:30 5 days a week?
Well, you gotta be in a points per question league. That's pretty much guaranteed, which I'm assuming this is because that's standard.
That's a lot of points.
It's a lot of points. I'm surprised I got him in the 9th, honestly.
Also, Jordan, Bo's messing with you. He said, JK, he's got a bunch of my guys there. You got a bunch of his guys there. All you had to do was compliment his taste, his seasonings, and he's like, wait, I love your team.
It's weird to draft Darnell Mooney in the 8th, but like if Justin Fields ends up getting that job early, all the passes that all the targets Darnell Mooney got down the field last year were overthrows or underthrows or just completely missing him. And I think his upside is tremendous this upcoming season. If Fields is as highly touted as we expect and he gets that job early,
I think he will.
I think he gets 90 targets to 100. He's the wide receiver 2 in that offense.
Jay said that was a joke. If Simon or I said JL would roast us for terrible JL. I don't even remember what joke he's talking about.
Me neither.
Jay, you're going to have to remind us. But I trust
waste our time, Jay.
I believe you. Bunch of wide receivers going off the board. I think we see this in every draft. Like the longer the draft goes on, the more wide receivers drafted, the more wide receiver heavy it becomes. Because running back becomes a barren wasteland at around this point in the draft. I'm not looking at the list. Tell me some of the names near the top of the running backs right now.
Well, I'm about to draft one that's not at the top.
I'm about to draft one.
Sony Michel.
Josh grabbed Damian Harris.
That's a good one.
JL, you almost got it right.
Jay said points per question. So that was a terrible joke. Terrible.
I liked it.
I was like, what?
Parker said, I haven't done a single redraft mock this year, and it shows. That's what we're here for. We got to keep doing them.
Your team looks like a dynasty team. Yeah. Your team looks like a dynasty team.
Yeah, straight up. Ronald Jones, David Johnson.
Kyle Pitts.
Pitts, Jefferson.
Great dynasty team, Parker.
Oh, I would be hyped if this was my dynasty team coming out of a draft.
Amon-Ra.
Dude, I know Amon-Ra is getting a ton of hype right now, but I've seen him go over guys like Rondale Moore. I've seen Amon-Ra go over Rondale Moore in a rookie redraft, and I think well, I get the upside.
Oh, in redraft you're talking about?
No, sorry, no, it's dynasty rookie.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. Yes.
I get Amon-Ra's fun upside for this season, but
cool name.
They're totally just going to be drafting skill positions for the next 3 drafts. They got Sewell. They've locked in their center. They have Tyler Decker on the other side. They don't need any O-line. Dan, whatever.
Do they have Eric Decker, though?
No.
Anthony's
my God, Dan.
point he just made is fantastic. Aaron doesn't even give questions on Jeopardy. He gives answers.
Damn it.
So the joke doesn't even work. If you know how Jeopardy works, they don't ask questions.
Well, it's like touchdowns, He gets points per touchdown, even if he doesn't catch them.
Yeah.
Why am I arguing this? Stupid joke. Just let it go.
You made the terrible joke.
I know.
There's
what?
Tim Tebow.
He said, "Are we leaving the Dan pick?" Yeah, it's late enough that you can take a shot.
We'll allow it.
You know what? I love that he was just like, "Oh, this is gonna be funny again. This is gonna land again." Didn't land the first time, but second time it's definitely gonna land.
Bo said Z2 is my favorite. I don't know if he means as a person or his team, but
the handsomest.
Just take it however makes you feel best. Z2.
Yes.
That's how Bo meant it. Whatever you need today, that's what Bo was saying. He said, "Have a bet with Michelle from Ball Blast that St. Brown scores more PPR points than Tony."
Year one, I could see
buy
that.
I would take the Tony side.
I mean, just year one, just not hype. And if Jason Garrett's your OC the whole year,
that's a problem.
I just can't see Tony or Jason Garrett getting creative. And I have a really good friend that I think someone coaches on the U.S. football team, and Dan Mullins, that scheme was designed okay, we have a group of plays that are specifically for Tony. And you guys won't do that with Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett's offense will not have creativity like that.
So, Jordan, you just drafted Tariq Cohen and Tony Pollard. I'm curious your thoughts on Tariq Cohen going into next year. Are you nervous about him coming back off that injury? Do you expect him to pick back up where he left off, the same level of receptions, receiving work in that Chicago offense?
Well, see, the ACL tear is obviously something to be annoyed with, and it's not a fun injury to come back from. Tariq Cohen, pass catching for PPR, I'll take him as my RB3, RB4. I don't love to have him as my RB3, RB4, but with what running backs are left upside-wise, he can be a filler in for one of the weeks that Najee Harris or McCaffrey have a bye and get me 8 to 10 points just off of it.
Here's your strategy, Jordan. You draft Tariq Cohen.
Tell him, Gail.
and then you start posting videos of him doing flips and catching the ball, 2 balls in the air while he's doing a backflip. Getting those back in circulation. Drive his value up, and then sell. Wolf of Wall Street, baby.
I love how this is how you do your redraft leagues. I mean,
you got to short it.
Djibouti said you guys are all plebs. Not one of you drafted a kicker. Yeah, that's because this is a kicker mock draft.
They won't let us, pleb.
Not even in there.
I will say, Bo,
kickers.
I posted my rookie draft for a league that Josh Scheinman and I are in, and I was feeling pretty good about it. And he was like, "Oh, you even got good value on Tony." And I was like, "Yeah, I decided to go Tony over Rondale Moore," and he was like, "Oh, I rescind my compliment." And in the next few days, that hit so hard because I realized what a mistake I had made. And I was like, damn, I didn't think about this enough. I should have taken Rondale Moore.
100%.
Bo,
it happens.
Not stand Tony. He is the anti-Tony.
Sniping people today.
I see him on random threads of giant beat writers, and Bo's in there just fuck Tony.
He's a Cowboys fan, so that might drive up the hate.
Ugh.
But he had him as his wide receiver 19 in the rookies this year, ranking wise. He is not a Tony guy. If anybody wants to figure out oh man, I took Rondale Moore over Tony, I feel weird about it. Just go talk to Bo for 5 minutes. It'll change. It'll change. You'll be like, oh, this is a great pick. Tony's the best, or Rondale Moore is the best. Sorry.
Well, I think Josh drafted Rondale Moore right after me, so Josh, we should go talk to Bo together, and then maybe we can make a trade.
Oh yeah, I did draft him right after you. I was happy to get him. I'll be honest. No, listen. I think the big problem with Tony is that it's just Jason Garrett. Jordan already said it.
So yes,
around him more. He's gonna do the ball more.
Kadarius Toney, just so you know who we're talking about. That is 100% who we're talking about.
Tony.
And Mike said I was thinking of drafting Hurts just to snipe Josh, but Josh, he came to you and you sniped Brady. That's who Brady wanted at quarterback. But you got
is really low on the list of quarterbacks, like really low, like too low.
Yeah, he's behind Tim Tebow in our draft.
Oh, Joe Burrow, that's a good one.
I was considering Joe Burrow. I just don't.
There's so much value in one quarterback leagues. Like it's just stupid how much value there's.
Yeah. I regret taking Lamar, but at the same token, like.
He's gonna score.
He's my QB1 in my heart.
Yeah, and if you think he's going to be QB1, grabbing him in the 4th round is good value on who's going to be the quarterback one, if that's what you believe.
Yeah.
A string of quarterbacks going off the board here at the end. Joe Burrow, Deshaun Watson, and Trevor Lawrence all drafted there. Trevor Lawrence was John Luke's second quarterback behind Aaron Rodgers. What's the thought process there, John Luke?
Just in case he goes to question land.
Justin Fields is his last name, not Case.
And if Trevor Lawrence goes up, then
wait, earlier, Jail, whenever you were saying a league that Josh, Simon, and I are in, I got so confused for a second because you were like, a league Josh, Simon, and I. I heard one word, and that word was just Simon and I.
Just Simon and I.
And I was like, what did he just say?
Your nickname is Jaimin.
You're Jaimin.
I thought it was a league type. I thought Jashimanai was like a new league that I was completely unaware of.
Points for Jashimanais.
Another quarterback taken, Kirk Cousins. Deshaun Watson and Kirk Cousins on that team. Who is that? That is Anthony. I guess he's shoring up in case Deshaun doesn't play. He's got Cousins who can start for him.
Kirk Cousins is a ding dong.
Jordan Leggett. I'm guessing that's Brady. I can't even see. Yep, that's Brady. Shout out to the Clemson tight end. That's what he's doing right there.
I was going to say, I was like,
oh my God, Elijah Moore's still there.
Elijah Moore, Kenneth Gainwell. We're getting some of these rookies drafted in the last round. People taking upside.
Sleeper just followed me on Twitter. I wonder if they're watching us right now.
Dude,
honestly, if they are watching, shout out to you guys for the update you made to the ADP. It's really nice that for Dynasty you can break it down to like Dynasty 1QB, Dynasty 2QB. That's really nice. I appreciate those ADP updates. It makes the mock drafts a lot more fun.
Sleeper just followed me as well, so I'm assuming they're definitely watching us.
Well, if Daniel, if you're watching,
followed me.
What's up? We should catch up.
If you're watching, just know some of these, ADPs we need to fix.
Hey, Sleeper, don't follow Josh.
Don't unfollow me this time.
You don't need to follow me.
Parker said, all right, boys, I'll see you tomorrow when y'all say my team is hot garbage. No, don't worry. It'll never happen, remember? It's a joke.
Oh, my God.
Mike T said he really wanted more, but he got more.
Everybody always wants more.
I'm really shocked that Matt Stafford did not get drafted. I'm going to be real honest, and it makes my Lamar pick really hurt.
Oh, my God. He didn't get drafted?
Like, Jay's going to get Matt Stafford.
Davis Mills?
Matt Stafford? The quarterback for the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah.
Like, that's such a good pick. Like, that hurts. It hurts when I look at, because I think Matt Stafford, like, touchdown upside is through the roof this year.
Good try, Swamp.
You know who else wasn't drafted? Cole Kmet. Cole Kmet was not drafted. Swamp said, "Hey, Sleeper, follow me. Hey, Sleeper, follow me at Swamp Knoll.
No, that's it.
That's not it. It's Nola.
No, it's Noel. It's Noel. Don't post the correction.
It's just Nola Star. That's his Twitter handle is Nola Star Crap XD. That's where you can find him. Mike said Tannehill is still on the board as well. God.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Matthew Stafford and Tannehill. And the last pick.
That's why late round QB works. Yep.
So shout out JJ.
Sup, Swamp. Sup, Kev. You guys are ending
good friend of the show.
With some hellos.
I always wanted to say that.
Good
Jordan,
friend of the show.
What are you doing with your last
pick?
we
have.
Debating on
Mr. Worthless piece of shit.
That's what box of four.
I'm debating on which running back I want to take here.
Sully said, I regret the Mahomes pick. I never go QB that early, and I wanted to see how it would play out. Yep, Josh, you said it. That's what mocks are for. That's why we do this. And you guys are right. The QB value on the board right here is disgusting. Truly disgusting.
I hate the entire second half of my draft. I started out so strong, and then
Jay says super flex greater than 1QB. I don't know.
I get pass catching running backs in PPR. Those are my backs.
I don't blame you.
Always in New England.
I wanted Hines.
Well,
I don't blame you.
Too bad, Jordan. You don't get him. Maybe next time. Jordan did originally want to draft from the 12 spot, I think, just for some practice. But John Luke, you stole it from him. He said, no. I'm good. I can take the
You're good in the 1 spot, Jordan.
But
I know you like
you killed it.
spot.
Guys, for real, there's a mock draft review video coming this time. So go ahead and get your jokes in now. Get your jokes in now. But with the background change from Jordan, he doesn't believe me so much that he's like just tuned me out and changing his background around.
Can we get like a bed or something? Like get some steaks, some skin in the game?
I don't like steak, and neither do you.
Water tub.
I love steak.
Okay, I will. I
don't know why those are the only words that came out.
This is my favorite background.
Your boy.
It's my wide receiver one. I was gonna do it if he killed me, but I figured he wouldn't.
How old are you to like the? I mean, you could have taken.
Oh yeah. I mean, well, in my head, I was gonna be taken from the 112.
Yeah. And you wouldn't have gotten him.
Maria's dad got me a green screen for my birthday this weekend. So Jordan, we'll set up a meeting, and then I can sit here and troll Josh and Simon. Josh and Simon.
Hey, trading makes fantasy fun, by the way.
It does. I've been having so much fun.
Trading at the crap out with people.
Josh hasn't been having any fun.
Me and Jay made a trade today.
Well, it's like our first trade in forever.
I know it's been a while. I've had PTSD since that my Alvin Kamara trade to you. It's been a while, but we got one done today. Jordan, we've already held you 14 minutes past when we said we would, but I want to thank you so much for coming and mocking with us today. I always love getting your insight whenever we do these, and you're in the chat always. It's always nice to get you up here instead.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on. I mean, redraft season is upon us, and some of these values are just wild. Like, I'm excited to see like where Cortland Sutton goes if Rodgers gets traded. Like, what round would I feel comfortable doing it? I feel like every year redraft, some of these dudes in the early process just fly up the board.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm glad we did one now because it'll be fun to watch over the next couple months how these values change.
It'll be so different.
I think Cortland Sutton is probably like as close to a sure thing. Like I would be going and trying to trade for Cortland Sutton because worst case scenario, you're going to get the value that he's currently at because he's a talented guy. Best case, he's going to hop up about 3 or 4 rounds.
I think you're making a good point. I don't think his value has risen as it should have been.
Right. Like Mixon,
regarding everything.
Like Mixon has risen since his flattenness, but Sutton's around the same area. So I think he's a great trade target. It's not a sure thing, but I think it's a pretty safe bet.
Not financial advice, obviously.
Not financial advice. We are not doctors.
Not a doctor.
Not a doctor.
Okay, guys. On that note, we are out of here. We'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time playing some poll perception. So don't miss out on that. Tune in while we play that game tomorrow. Guys, and if you do not already follow us, make sure you go subscribe to Front Yard Fantasy.
Hey, Sleeper.
On YouTube. Yeah, Sleeper. Follow us on YouTube too and on Twitch. Anything else you guys want to say?
No, we're all good.
Barack Obama, follow me, please.
Okay.
Follow me.
Any other, Jordan, anyone you want to follow you?
I want Field Yates. That dude is my hero.
Field Yates, follow Jordan. Barack Obama, follow JL. Sleeper, don't follow Josh. And Alicia Keys, if you're watching, please follow me. Josh, we will see you guys tomorrow. Adios, everybody.
Yeah.